He's currently training at the Western Province Rugby Institute. He's regarded by many as a physical powerhouse and potential leader. Salman Murat is competing for a place in the junior Springbok squad and knows just how tough his journey will be.
I just want to improve each and every time, constantly improving as a player mentally and physically.
Will he be a future Springbok? This Field of Dreams is where some of South Africa's most exciting talent will vie for a spot to become a junior Springbok and have a chance to represent their country against the best junior players in the world. The training camp is tough, and for this group, they have so much to play for as only 28 will make it through to the final selection for the junior box to this year's Under-20 World Rugby Championships. This year's event, the 10th in its existence, will be hosted in Georgia, with the junior box facing a tough fight against Argentina, France and the hosts to make it into the playoff rounds.
Argentina has done very well, and they've beaten us last year in that third, fourth playoff. And their rugby is definitely on the up. And then Georgia, their under-18s has done tremendously well. And it's the home side, so I think they're all going to be tough. And we need to prepare every game like it's a final. You can't afford to slip once. Sounds like a cliche, but at this stage we're just looking at that first game against France and get off to a good start. Looking at the talent out there, I think it's great, and very excited to work with them. We want a bunch of guys that's got a very high work ethic, and looking at that, I think we've got the right bunch of players here with us.
This is the cream of South Africa's young talent, and the camp provides the ideal opportunity to impress both on and off the field as they aim to tick all the boxes to wear the coveted junior Springbok jersey.
We've assembled a group of players that's got a lot of potential. I think the talent in the group is immense. The first part of the camp will be very, very much based on foundation work, skill work, getting some very good fundamentals in place, but first and foremost, build that team unity. You want to equip the players with the necessary skills to play any type of game, and obviously our work with Franco Smith and with Alistair and with the boys that are coaching the Springboks will come into play as we move closer together. We'll find that golden thread that needs to run through all our national sides.
One of the potential selections for this year's junior Springbok side is Salman Murat. The 19-year-old lock forward represented Boland at the Under-13 Craven Week and then went on to play for Western Province in all the other Craven Week age groups. He was selected for SA Schools in 2015 and in 2016 was chosen to lead the school side as captain. Growing up in Nepal, Salman was introduced to the game of rugby through a rich family history in the sport, so it came as no surprise when he decided to follow the family legacy and in the footsteps of his father.
I've always looked up to him, so I think that's where I found my love for rugby. Rugby was the sport week in, week out. I spend my weekends watching club rugby games each weekend, each Saturday, going with my father, going with my uncles, just spending my Saturdays next to the field and watching them play. I'm lucky enough to have my father. He still loves the game. He's very passionate. He wants to know everything about what's happening with me and what's up. So I really appreciate that. So I think that extra bit of support helped me to reach where I am today.
After representing Boland at the Under-13 Craven Week, Salman was approached for a scholarship to attend Paarl Boys High School, one of South Africa's oldest schools and steeped in rugby history and tradition.
Paarl Boys High is known for their rugby and how good they are and how many things they've achieved in the past couple of years. I remember coming there in grade 8 and
expecting a lot of hard work that's to be done. I remember playing my first game for the under-14A team. It was still in Portugal. And then from there, you know, with a lot of help from certain coaches, from a lot of coaches from Boisa, to nurture me into the player that I am today, and hopefully I still want to improve each and every day.
I was fortunate enough to work with Salman for the last 2 years before he left school, and really hard-working, sort of dedicated player, leads by actions more than words, and yeah, really, like I said, a privilege working with him just because of his work ethic and the personality that he is. I think the most impressive thing for me about Salman is that he's a player, once he steps over that white line, there's sort of a switch that goes on, and he's really focused, and he's a really aggressive player, and very physical on the field. He likes the physical stuff, and then once he steps off the field, he's a perfect gentleman of the game, and he can hold a really good conversation, and I think that's important. Your top players should be able to switch on and switch off when it calls for it.
I saw Salman already playing for Boisa, coming through the ranks while I was still at Paulus, you know, junior rugby, under 15, under 16. And the one thing that stands out from Salman is he's a leader from the front. He leads by example, pulls his troops around him, and that's one of the things that stands out. You can just see it from a mile away, that he's obviously the biggest guy in the pack every single time, but people rally around him, and that's the one thing that makes him really special.
I was lucky enough to play first team in 2015. I managed to start most of the games, and you know, it was a great year. We managed to win inter-schools after a long dry run. I mean, that will certainly be a key moment in my high school career. But I think most definitely being given the chance to captain the side in 2016, that was a massive moment for me.
Murat's normally the target, he's in the middle, that's a perfect ball for a maul. Can they take that forward? Out it comes to Fissa, he's waiting for it. Meanwhile, they keep probing for the line, and they've scored.
I'm really grateful for that opportunity that I got. You know, it opened so many doors for me. That would be the most precious moment in a Boisa jersey, captaining the side that year to unbeaten run.
All the victories and everything that we achieved throughout the year was just a byproduct of the team culture and the boys sort of wanting to play for each other. You know, and with Salman being the leader and the captain of the team, once again, it was just awesome to see how the team always pulled together and rallied around him and around each other to sort of get that goal done. Always fondly talk about New Year's morning when one of our staff was going past Virgin Active and Salman, and one of our wings, our backline players, was sitting on the step ready for a gym session first up on New Year's Day, and I think that epitomises who he is. You know, he likes to put in the work, and he knows it's not just going to come easy, and he has to really work hard for it. So it's been nice to see his development, and I can see that he's continuing with that growth.
Being the tallest player in the team became an easy decision for Salman to play at lock, and settled into his preferred space during his under-13 playing days. What he lacks in pace is made up with his physical abilities.
I enjoy running with the ball. You know, obviously my job is to do my line-out work. That's no negotiations. You have to do that. The part I enjoy the most is probably the physical aspect. You know, a lock forward needs to be in there. He needs to work hard, full 80 minutes of the game. I think that's my type of game. I enjoy getting in there. I prefer the number 4 jersey. A 4 and a 5 needs to be the same, but you know, that 4 needs to be a bit more tighter, and you know, enjoy the hard part of the game a bit more. I've looked up to quite a few players, but I think if I can choose 2 guys, it would probably be Eben Etzebeth and Brody Retallick. I think Eben Etzebeth and Brody Retallick is in a class of their own. Eben is really physical, he enjoys the close encounters, where Brody Retallick is similar, and he enjoys running with the ball as well. He's a really skillful player, so I try to mold my game around theirs and constantly improving my game.
Playing for Western Province during the 2015 Craven Week Festival in Durban, Salman and his teammates were unstoppable, and they ended the tournament unbeaten and were crowned unofficial champions after overpowering Eastern Province 95-0 in the final game.
I remember preparing for that final against Eastern Cape. For each final we prepared for quite a tight game and for it to be quite a battle. We went out there, focused as always, got into the game, scored a couple of points early on, and then honestly I don't really know what went wrong for Eastern Cape, but I think that day it must have went well for us and everything went well. We gelled really well. At the end of the day it was a lot of fun playing out there.
Ernest van Rijn brings out the South African school side.
Representing South African schools ended off a magical year for the young lock from Paarl boys. He started his first game against Wales, gaining invaluable experience against international opponents for the first time.
I didn't know it was going to happen. I'm really grateful for that chance I got in 2015. My family was really proud of me. I was really proud of myself. I regarded myself as a youngster in the side and I just wanted to learn each and every time from the seniors. It was an amazing experience being able to play against international sides, and that year contributed a lot to my career, just knowing what I require for the following year.
So again, it's some relief that can come here for the Welsh, but they do find themselves a little under the cosh at the moment, particularly from this big pack of forwards of South Africa.
Just getting that opportunity to sing the national anthem for the first time, that was amazing. Just standing there, getting that opportunity. It was my first time I ever represented my country. That was really priceless. So I think that's probably my proudest moment, and you don't really want to miss out. You want to be part of that for the rest of your life if possible. Key aspect that each and every player takes out of that series is just how physical it actually is and how professional the environment is compared to your school games and even Craven Week. It's a massive step up from Craven Week, and just how you prepare for match day and how you go about recovering from a game.
The one thing that stands out from Salman being such a good leader is also the fact that he's very open to learn and also a very quick learner as that. So in that series, because we got so little time to prepare, you've got a week before your first test match, you get together on Sunday and play Friday. The one thing is that players need to absorb a lot of things in a very short time, and Salman is one of those players that steps up and does that very, very well.
So here they come, Salman Murad leading Western Province onto the field.
Salman was once again selected for Western Province for their under-18 Craven Week side in 2016, and this time took over the captain's armband to lead his team to another unbeaten run and claim a successful unofficial title against the Lions after winning that game 27-20.
The first time I captained a side was in my matric year, so it was relatively new to me. I don't normally say much. I'm a really quiet guy and I prefer just to lead by example if possible. So I think that played a key role in my high school career. I think at the start I tried to speak a bit more, where I just had to lead by example because that was my personality. And I think that was a key thing that I learned from a leadership point of view. There's many lessons to learn from a Craven Week, and especially a Craven Week final. The Lions, they had us, and there was a few times when we were down and just had to recover. I think that's a key aspect, just to keep the guys calm at all times. It might sound cliche, but body language is a key point. If you can remain calm at all times and make sure each guy does his role properly, and I'm sure at the end of the day everything will go well.
In July 2016, Salman was selected as South African school's captain and led his team to 3 victories against Wales, France and England.
Being selected for the SS schools team in 2016 was a massive privilege, an honor, and to captain that side was, it's speechless. I don't have any words for that, but it was amazing. It was a great experience. Like I said earlier on, it opened so many doors for me. And I'm still really grateful for the opportunity that I was given to captain the side. And I think it's something that I learned to love. I enjoy captaining a side, and I enjoy the responsibility that comes with leading a side.
He leads by example, and you can see the guys have a lot of respect for him, and I think that will stand him in good stead, because he's somebody that people will follow.
As a lock, he needs proper set-piece skills, which he's got. At schoolboy level, he was immense with that. He's good in the lineouts, proper scrummaging lock, and like you mentioned, he likes the physical stuff. Carries the ball very well. A lot of people only see the defensive side of Salmart making big hits, and they don't really see what a good ball carrier he can be and is. So, like I say, he's an all-round good lock that gives all the physical attributes and set-piece attributes that we need.
And well collected by Maxime Marti. Another turnover ball. This is danger, and Salman Murat is there. Try is scored.
As a lock forward, you don't normally score as many tries. If I'm not mistaken, it was my first try for the SS Schools team. It was really special. I remember standing up there, I couldn't stop smiling. It was really amazing. And but it comes down to it was a great team performance that day. Everyone did their job really well, and it allowed everyone else just to play freely.
The game against England was always going to be a tough and physical encounter. And in injury time, Salman crashed over the line to help secure a 13-12 victory after Gianni Lombard slotted over the conversion.
The game against England was a real test, honestly. I think we were under a lot of pressure throughout the game, from start till finish. There was a stage in the game when England were dominating all the way. And I remember we had a glimpse and we got back into the game. We were trailing until the end. There was no more time left, and we managed to score at the end. England will always be a massive test for each and every side. They're one of the top tier nations, so you're always willing to test yourself against the best, and luckily we came out victorious.
South African schools have scored a try in injury time. They've beaten England 13-12.
This field of dreams is where some of South Africa's most exciting talent will vie for a spot to become a junior Springbok and have a chance to represent their country against the best junior players in the world. Only 28 players will make it through to final selection for the Junior World Rugby Championships. One such potential player is Salman Murat. The 19-year-old finished at Paul Boys High School last year and is training at the Western Province Rugby Institute.
I think ever since growing up as a young boy, I've always wanted to play for Western Province. So with all due respect to the other unions, but I think I couldn't have made a better decision. The Institute is a world-class facility, and at the moment we're working really hard. That's what you're looking for as an athlete. I'm really happy where I am at the moment. I just want to improve each and every time, constantly improving, and then hopefully develop myself as a player mentally and physically.
So the role of the Institute is to take out the 18-year-old schoolboys who are entering the union for the first time and get them ready for professional rugby. So we'll fix what's broken, we'll strengthen what's weak, and we'll try and find specific areas in the first couple of weeks that we feel we need to focus on. But together with that, we also, from the top down, try and pitch the areas that players will need to strive for to make it in the professional game. We'll look for the players that we feel not only perform at school, but guys who've got the potential to actually go on and play professional rugby, because the gap is massive. There's a lot of guys who are stars in matric who fall out the boat by under 21 just because they can't keep up with the rigors of what professional rugby requires.
Obviously, I think there is a bit of a step up, because right now it's more professional. It's basically a job. There's quite a few sessions per day, where at school you might have had 1 or 2 sessions per day. I think the workload it's much more, but then again the recovery strategies it's amazing. It allows you to work even harder when your body's fatigued. So once again it comes down to the institute being an amazing facility for each and every player to improve. You're coming out of school, your conditioning might not be up to the highest standard, so you know it comes back to this facility being so good. You know they're pushing us mentally, they're preparing us for the professional arena, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this year and all the work that has to be done, you know, to improve ourselves.
Look, Salman he really is a special case. First of all, if you're 2 meters tall in a lock or second row in South Africa and you can play ball, then you already got a big head start into getting into a professional system. What also counts in his favour is just his pure professional approach.
Start on a line, use the whole field, start on a line, just get a partner in. Salman, just wait, tuck it in here, okay? And then push it through in front of him, okay? Yeah, but get a spin in. Just get it from both sides, né? That's a great pass, Liam. Just nice and square with the hips. Hips need to be square all the time. I think the key thing with Salman is that he's quite physical. And that is something that we lack in Western Province rugby. A lot of teams come here and they think that we're not physical enough. We're good players, we're skillful players, but we lack that physicality. Salman brings everything to the party. He's physical, he's skillful, and he's quite fit, and he understands his role.
He's a great leader, he leads by example. He'll be the first guy to pick up water bottles after a session and pull back his teammates if they're not helping out. He'll always come and thank you for a session afterwards. I'm talking specifically the sessions that I do with them. He's keen to learn, he's always asking questions. So he's not only a performer on the field, I think he's someone that'll make a success out of anything that he takes on. And those are the characteristics we look for in all our players.
All the passes I want in front, let's focus in that space, right in front of the chest. Tuck it in, Andre off the hip. Gary, and just keep it there, no? Yes. Tuck it, keep tucking it off the hip. Passes, get it set up.
Not everyone gets that opportunity, you know, to make it all the way. But I mean, like I said earlier on, it's really important for you to keep working hard and, you know, have a plan B at the end of the day. Sometimes you might not make it, but that's where it comes in, you know, studying and all those things. It's actually really important, you know, to balance your life. But I'm sure for each rugby player, first priority is, you know, to make it to the professional arena one day. And, you know, that's what everyone works towards. So I really hope that, you know, I'll continue to improve myself and do whatever I can. And hopefully I'll make it one day. But if not, you know, there has to be a plan B.
To simulate the tough match conditions of the championship in Georgia and the short turnaround time between matches, the Junior Boks embarked on an inbound tour against Griquas, Griffins and Cheetahs during their second training camp.
We looked at the first round and we tried to emulate that, in that we're going to go to Bloemfontein and then we're going to stay there for 2 weeks and we're going to try and play 3 warm-up games in a short space of time. So hopefully we'll get a good taste of what it's going to be like with a short turnaround period in between games.
With his strong leadership qualities and physical attributes, Salman will be hoping to make his mark on a much bigger stage if he is selected to wear the Junior Springbok jersey. Over the last few weeks, we profiled some of the most exciting young individuals who are part of the next generation of rugby talent in South Africa. Players like Kerwin Bosch, whose boot and maturity keep improving, Wandisile Simelane, who continues to set the midfield alight, Damian Willemse, whose attacking skills leave us breathless. Emrose Papir, whose raw pace and fearless defensive work give him the edge. And Salman Murat, the physical lock who leads by example.
Another turnover ball. This is danger, and Salman Murat is there. Try is scored.
We wish these players well and those that get selected for the Junior Springboks as they journey to Georgia for the Under-20 World Rugby Championships.